So, right, as I was saying, kind of confused as to why my sound in the intro isn't appearing properly, but it's Friday, we're here, I'm going to be solo casting today, so no rapid. My cat is behind me asleep, as you can see, wearing my Overwatch hoodie and my StarCraft shirt, because you know what better way to rep everything that's going on here. Not that I play Overwatch too much anymore, but it's all good. Bought this at BlizzCon, wanted to get my hands on one of these for a while, so of course it is like a World Cup hoodie as well, rather than the Overwatch League, so all is good. But we're going to be heading into a really cool set of matchups. We're going to start with our Week 6 one, just because I know there's going to be a lot of people who want to see IRK versus Red. A lot of them may still be watching BWCL. But just have a look, we're going to be going into our Group A match here for Week 6. Currently Group A is looking like this. Naz at the top of the group tied with Media in match points, difference being the game score there. Obviously only a few games in it. And FBW only a single game behind Media as well, so very close to the top of the leaderboard. But White Clan in 4th position are still not out of it yet, neither are Bull Team. Naz, Media and FBW will have to play each other. I think Media's played Naz already, they played each other in Week 6. Media actually gave Naz their first loss, so all still to play for. And I know, Abby, the top 3 are NA, Korea in 4th, South America in 5th and 6th and 7th, and Europe in 8th. Unfortunate there for our European viewers, but still to play for. Now our first matchup today is going to be Valhalla Team versus White Clan. Now unfortunately there are not enough games for Valhalla Team to pull their way back into the playoffs. I believe there's 2 weeks left of games, so they would need to win all 2 and White Clan would need to lose 2 games. FBW and Naz would need to lose 3, which is numerically impossible, so a little bit unfortunate for them, but they joined here for round number 3. They've had a lot of fun throughout the games from what I understand, and they've been enjoying themselves, so they'll be back again in round number 4. This is going to be a little bit more of a pride match for them, but if they can take down White Clan here, it does still affect the rankings. So of course the rankings going to be affected quite a lot. Now I'm actually just going to throw a poll up on screen. You can vote for who you actually think is going to win. I think that's actually working right now, but obviously I can't tell. But we're going to be heading in to these maps for Week 6. Set 1, Katrina SE. Set 2, on Sin Peaks of Baekdu, or Shin Peaks of Baekdu. Set 3 on Neo Ground Zero. Set 4 on Plasma. And the ace match, if we do make it there, will be on Coliseum 2. And just to go through our rosters for today, my voice is actually already struggling solo casting. It's been a while since I've done this, so talking a lot in a row, not the easiest thing to do. But either way, 3S going to be taking on YESMAN on Katrina SE. So going to be taking on U2 on Shin Peaks of Baekdu. As YY taking on Fam SE on Neo Ground Zero. And Galaxy taking on Doggy.
He's dead, Jim.
Thank you very much, H-Ray. I cannot read what that message says, but means a hell of a lot, man. 452. That's going to go towards the... I've actually got a donation goal when I normally stream, which I should probably throw up, but it's for an unannounced tournament I'm running. So looking to get the prize pool up to $100 for that to start it off. But yeah, these usernames are going to be hard for me to say. Obviously, Galaxy is probably the easiest word to say there, and YESMAN. But threes and, well, So is probably the easiest one. But either way, no mirror matchups in this match, which is pretty sick. Always nice to see no mirrors. Oh, actually there is a mirror, there's a TBT. But it's the best mirror, so life is good. And let's actually quickly introduce our first couple of players, and then we can get into the game. Well, our first set here with game number 1. So, having a look here, we do have threes for Valhalla Team. He's currently in a losing record, and that's thanks to Lumire of FBW fame. He actually lost to him twice. but his one win was against Terran. YESMAN, though, one of his only wins in the STPL so far, in fact, has been against Terran. So 2 people with 100% win rate so far in TVT. I know the sample size isn't exactly the biggest, but it's all well and good. And they're going to be moving on here to Katrina SE. This is going to be our 3rd TVT on Katrina SE in round 3. Very, very fun map for TVT as well. Cannot wait to get into this game. 4 spawns, top, middle, bottom, top, bottom, right and left. Natural's very easy to defend. Mineral only, so you don't really see taken too much in TVT. Because it's not really necessary early on, it's hard to take them because of tanks and everything. So, without further ado, let's get into game number 1. Between Threes and YESMAN. White versus Valhalla team on week 6 of the STPL round 3 group stage. Okay, starting us off here in the right-hand 3 o'clock position, we do have the Orange Terran fighting for White Clan. It's YESMAN. And his opponent spawning down here in the bottom middle position. 6 o'clock, we do have the Blue Terran fighting for Valhalla team. It's Threes. And now obviously I know there's a little bit of clash here between BWCL and the STPL today. Little bit unfortunate, but all is well and good because there's a good series going on there, good series going on here, so if you do want to watch both screens, both streams even, open up a second tab, listen to the one you want to listen to. Of course, I'd love it if you wanted to listen to my commentary, but I can't obviously guarantee that everyone wants to do that, but TVT on Katrina is a lot of fun, so hopefully I'll be able to take you through a good journey here. Obviously, it's Friday, had a long, hard day at work, and I'm back home, back where I feel happiest, right in front of you guys casting some Brood War, and things couldn't be better right now, so all is good. This is kind of where you end up needing a co-caster because, oh wow, we actually have a little bit of a proxy barracks here by YESMAN. It's only an 11 supply, and now the reason for this is to allow him to scout a little bit faster. We see Threes kind of doing a similar thing, but that's going to be a little bit, well, it's closer to his base, so this gives him a quicker scout, not really for any kind of crazy cheese or anything like that. But we do have gas coming in for YESMAN. Meanwhile, Threes is going to be skipping his gas. He'll be going for a 1 Rax double here. And a 1 Rax double, very, very easily done. If we actually reveal the entire map, you can see that the Natural is behind the main here. So, really hard to actually grab that. It's going to be a while before he scouts his opponent though, which can be a little bit annoying. Now, just in case you've never seen Katrina before, this power generator, which you can see in the bases, unlike on something like Sparkle, there isn't a Vespene geyser under this. It is just a power generator to help Protoss and Terran wall in the beginning of the game. But obviously this is a TVT. Walling in TVT is kind of suicide. So you see the 100 gas coming in here for YESMAN immediately going into his first factory. Both players are going to get, well, they are going to scout each other last, but luckily enough for YESMAN, he does have a double scout going out, but there's going to be a Marine on the low ground against a Marine on the high ground. And I'm wondering if Threes sees that. No, he doesn't. So he just about misses that here. But it's going to be Marine on Marine action. The first shot, of course, does go for Threes, and he does get that high ground advantage. So he's going to push back the Marine of YESMAN. Now, the one problem that Threes has is he's actually going into triple Marine. Now, triple Marine you would think isn't too bad, but the problem is when you go for 3 Marines, you delay your factory, you delay your extra supply depot, and you delay your first Vulture as well. So, Flash actually said recently in a video, if you can force 3 Marines out of a 1 Rax double player, you actually give yourself a little slight advantage with factory expand, which is exactly what YESMAN's going to be going for. Factory expand obviously a little bit more conservative, a little bit harder to, well, a little bit easier to go for, sorry. Obviously you get your quicker Vulture, you can often go into quicker tanks as well, but Vulture's likely going to be the move here by YESMAN. I don't know if I missed the Vulture coming out. No, I didn't. Okay. Wow. Threes actually pushes away the SCV. This is a really big deal, actually. This is a lot of lost time on this expansion, and the longer this is delayed, the more this expansion is going to come into fruition. But it is going to be tanks first from YESMAN, going against what I would say is kind of the more modern convention. We see Threes still trying to be annoying with this SCV. Marine has had to be pulled back from his side of the map to deal with this, and the SCV should, for all intents and purposes, get away as long as it keeps going at the acceleration it is. Oh no, okay, so the tank pops out and kills it, but he does scout that there is 2 factories involved. He is going to be going in to 2 factories himself, and things are looking pretty good for Threes right now. Obviously this bunker, if this was speed vultures, wouldn't be all that good, but you can see the fact that he's seen the tank, he's lifted the barracks to remove that early wall. Ooh, but this is a very precarious position for these factories. You can see that you can actually siege a tank up here. He has his barracks for vision as well, but you see tanks immediately on the way for Threes. He knows he can't mess around here. Now, is siege mode finished, or is he just going to try and outrange the bunker with the low ground tank? Obviously that becomes a little bit harder when you don't have high ground vision. You can see Threes actually moving in a little bit too quickly there, so that's a lot of extra damage on the tank. We should see an SCV heading out there to repair that. Hallmark of a very good Terran player, making sure to keep those units healthy, keep them ready and willing to fight in a TVT. Very, well, not very quick armory, but armory on 5 minutes for Threes. We still, we're just seeing the armory pop in now for YESMAN about 6 minutes in. So both of the players not too worried about wraiths, but obviously you don't get the +1 attack straight away most of the time. It is going to be an option here for Threes, but he's not mining properly with all of his SCVs on the gas, so that's going to be a little bit of a problem. And the other problem Threes has is because his tanks are a little bit more delayed. I don't even know if there's siege mode in play yet. Yeah, there is. So siege mode comes in for YESMAN, and he is going to secure a very, very strong position on this map. Both of them unable to really get the vision advantage here. We do need some kind of starport or a Goliath to come in, but of course Goliath without range, which he's going to be starting now, is going to be coming in to help push away that barracks. But Academy coming in for YESMAN, very good to get those scans early on. He's actually going to be going into double armory. Now this is something you don't often see in TVT because you don't have that much gas early on. Of course he does have 2 gas, but going for double upgrades, it's a very powerful play. Now, one option you do have is to not only go into +1 attack, but also go into ship upgrades at the same time. If you plan on going for some very quick battlecruiser or Wraith Rush, and we see the first starport is on the way, so maybe we could see a little bit of Wraith play coming in here. Still, no starport for Threes at the moment, so there is going to be a little... well, this is actually a nice little move. He's going to be able to pull around YESMAN's army. YESMAN, still unable to really push in, is going to find himself caught in a bit of a bind here as 3 tanks are going to go and take a position outside of YESMAN's natural if he doesn't get up here quickly to defend. Now you can see the tanks have been pulled back. They're moving into the middle of the map. They sense something isn't right. They're going to siege up in the middle. But you can see there's still units coming around here from the top side. The units of YESMAN actually getting caught out in the middle of the map. Is he going to be able to secure an absolutely fantastic position here on YESMAN's ramp? Are we going to see both players? Wow, actually he had to give up that position entirely. I know there's going to be 4 tanks, 1 Goliath and 1 Vulture. Well, the Vulture's gone. But that's actually going to be quite dangerous. Very unpopular siege location here by Threes. Going to lose all of his units, only killing a Goliath, not even getting a single tank there. That is not a worthwhile trade for Threes. But certainly going to work out a little bit there for Threes as he does push YESMAN's units back. We can see Threes immediately trying to move out into the middle of the map. Now, one thing that Threes is unaware of here is just how close these are to siege range. But you can see the first tank is on the way. Tanks on the high ground on the other side. Tanks actually heading into the mineral line as well. Threes with a little bit of a problem there, not managing to get a shot off. Really good usage of the range here by YESMAN. And slowly but surely YESMAN is going to be pulling ahead. Now there's still no upgrades for YESMAN on his double armory. I can only assume this is some kind of mistake here, as you really don't want to be spending the gas that early on double armory. That's 200 gas, and that's a lot for this stage in the game. We see more and more scans going down. YESMAN continuing to secure his position here. Nice scan though by Threes. Is going to get him a couple of shots off on those advancing tanks. But Vulture's coming in here, laying some mines, giving him good map vision, as well as kind of making it a little bit harder for the units of of Threes to really move around the map. But with 4 factories, 5th factory likely coming in soon, but still no starport. And he's actually going into an engineering bay. I mean, he has the minerals to do this, but Vulture's actually getting into his main, leaving this undefended is Threes. And these Vultures could do a lot of damage. They are going to get through completely unscathed. They're going to be able to focus down this SCV building the engineering bay. They're going to get yet another one. The Wraith doing a lot of damage, but there is a Goliath here. The Vultures get cleaned up by the SCVs. Does need to make sure to put those guys back on gas. That's only 2 guys though. That's going to be... Wait, maybe he did put 3 guys on. Okay, it's all good, but you can see the 3rd base coming into play by White, by YESMAN for White. The tank's actually getting a good engagement there for YESMAN, despite the fact he didn't have the vision advantage. And Threes is trying to expand, but here we go, units pushing forward, trying to get position on these tanks. He's sieging so close together with good target firing. He could take down both of these tanks. Good, a repair is coming in, but a good hold there once again by Threes as he holds on to his high ground. But here comes the first dropship. You can see it's giving that vision over the factories. And if this factory goes down, he can't even repair it. He's not going to be able to build any more tanks. And if he falls behind in the tank count, YESMAN is going to be in an insurmountable advantage. He's already up only by 7 supply at the moment. I mean, the Goliaths do try and push the dropships away, but a scan comes in as well. The tank gets taken down. The units popping out the factories, going down. He needs to cancel this tank and lift the factory. He can't afford to be losing this. And the thing is, if this tank fires... Oh, wow, another great scan by YESMAN. Focus fire on that tank in the factory. And things are looking bleak now for Threes. Sorry. Starting to lose my voice. Another drop coming in. 4 Vultures coming into the natural expansion. Good usage of this map terrain. It looks like Threes is going to try and go for a counterattack of his own, but the trouble is, if he loses his natural, if he loses all of his factories, he's not moving his factories, he's not repairing them, he's trying to rebuild them, but that's gas he just doesn't have to lose. But how much damage is this counterattack going to do? He does have a lot of scans still. Tanks, Vultures coming in from behind, managing to get one of the low health tanks. Tanks on the high ground, tanks on the low ground here, surrounding by YESMAN. A lot of the SCVs going down here at this 3rd base, but a supply advantage of 40 right now for YESMAN. And Threes is valiantly trying to push forward, but if these tanks go down, that's going to be a dead tank. That's a dead tank. And GG, Threes knows he is checkmated here with no factories. He has no hope. And that's going to give the first win in this series to White. Okay, so I mean, that was a pretty well played game by YESMAN, really making good usage of the terrain. Unfortunately, Threes building his factories in one of the most vulnerable locations on the map for him. And that, at the end of the day, was the death knell, the finishing blow, as without being able to replenish his tank count when he lost the push, he lost the game, despite doing so much damage with it. and that's just the way the cookie crumbles. But we're going to be back. Oh, I say we. I'm going to be back after this with a PvT between U2 White and VT's Irradia. See you guys.